Hello Year 5, happy Friday! Your maths task today was to find fractions of quantities where the numerator is more than 1. So just to recap on yesterday's learning, you were asked to find fractions of amounts or fractions of quantities where the numerator was always 1. And I asked you to make sure that you were dividing the whole amount by the denominator. And in this example here, we have 1/4 of 36. So to find 1/4 of 36, we take the whole amount and we divide by the denominator, which in this case was 4. So there we go. Yesterday, I was showing you that you could do this by drawing bars and splitting that bar into the number that your denominator is showing. So I've split my bar here into 4. And to colour in one piece of that 4, because that's how many pieces we need. But some of you, I'm sure, were able to do some of those questions mentally in your head, and that's okay. So for this question, I need to do 36 divided by 4, which is 9. Now, I now know that each quarter is worth 9. And to double check, I could do the inverse, which is 9 times 4, which is 36. So I've used that inverse there to check. So each quarter is worth 9. So 1/4 of 36 is 9. But today we're not going to read the Indian in the cupboard, I'm afraid. That's just there to cover up my next question. Today, if I move this down, we are going to be finding fractions of amounts where the numerator is more than 1. So for example here, I've split my bar into thirds. So if I wanted to find 2/3 of a number, let's say 15, this time I need to find not just 1/3, but 2/3. So our denominator tells us how many parts we are splitting our whole amount into, and our numerator tells us how many parts we have chosen or selected. So in this situation, we have 2/3. So we still need to divide our whole number, our whole amount, by our denominator, which is 5. So each section, each third, is worth 5, but we want 2/3, which means we then times by the numerator. So we want 5 and 5, which is 10. So 2/3 of 15 equals 10. So today we are going to try and remember, if I take my visualizer here, we are going to try and remember that we divide by the denominator and we times by the top. See if you can say that out loud to help you remember. Divide by the denominator and times by the top. We're timesing by the numerator. But I've said top because TT and DD help me to remember a little bit better. So I'm going to try and get my visualizer in a position so you can see what's on my board. Okay, so if you're doing this at home with me, see if you can do this on your pieces of paper. We're going to start off with 2/3 of 12. I hope that's okay for you to see there. So I've taken my whole amount, and I've drawn 12 circles, and I've put them in groups of 3. Because my denominator is 3, I've put them in one group of 3 here. That's one group, 2 groups, and 3 groups. So this would be 1/3, this would be another third, and this would be my third, which makes it a whole. So I need 2/3. So I need this group here, and I need this group here. And we can count, and we know that that is 8 circles there. So what I've done is I've split 12 into 3. I've done 12 divided by 3, which means there are 4 in each group. I've divided by the denominator. And then I want 2 lots of 4. So I then do 4 times 2, which gives me 8. I then times by the top. So there's 2 ways you can do these questions today. You could draw it, or you could do the mathematical sentences here. Let's try another one. And then the last one we can have a little bit of a race and we can see who wins. So this question is 5/8 of 16. 5/8 of 16. So I divide my whole by my denominator. And as you can see here, I've split my 16 circles into groups of 8. So I have 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups, 7 and 8. We know 8 eighths makes our whole. Now I need 5/8. So 1 group here, 1/8, I can see is 2. We now need to times by the top. So I need 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So you can either count the circles or you could do 2 times 5 in your head, which give you 10. So 5/8 of 16 equals to 10. Let's try one more. Now Miss Harris is going to try really hard, so I'm running out of room. I have to use my diamond power here, I think. Okay, so this question, 3/5 of 15. So I have taken my whole, my 15, and I have divided by 5. And you can see that I've split my 15 circles into 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many is in each group? 1, 2, 3. So 1/5 of 15 is 3, but I need 3/5. I need this column here, and I need this column here. So I'm going to times my 1/5 by 3, which equals 9. So 3/5 of 15 equals 9. So I hope that has helped with today's maths task. If you have any questions on this learning, please don't hesitate to email the Year 5 staff and we'll get back to you. But hopefully you'll be able to complete the maths task today. And I wish you all a very happy Easter. Bye.